They've just been throwing out gold this whole time.
We're live right now, everybody. It's Thursday. It's the Mattriarchy. I'm prepared for the least organized show that we've ever done. And part of that is my fault, but that's only part. We've got, of course, Brian and Trent from Rags with us, and Matt Crotts until his phone battery dies. So
Battery.
Yeah. I don't know why I say it that way, but you can make fun of it. That's okay.
I absolutely will.
I picked it up somewhere in the last 20 years, and it's stuck. So there you have it.
Well, don't feel bad. You get another Minnesotan around me, and I get really Minnesotan.
Oh, I have family from Minnesota, don't you know? So it doesn't take long for me to pick that up either.
Oh, it's bad. When I get like another northern Minnesota person in the same room, dude, you won't be able to understand us, and you'll probably leave.
Yeah, my mom was from Malacca.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Malacca.
Okay, yeah, I've been there. I've actually been there. We had a family who lived there.
Malacca, is that like Outworld?
No, it's like Minnesota.
You wouldn't have like Baraka from Malacca.
You've lost me. I don't know.
You're going to goulash.
Yeah.
Bite me.
So,
lesbians, what's up?
Oh
shit, we're live.
You guys are so cute.
We've got Nicholas Mueller and Rovier. I don't know how to say that, dude.
Oh, you betcha.
There you go. That's the one. They're in the chat there. I don't know who else, if anybody else shows up, but you guys just wrapped the first volume of Rags, and good gravy. That's a heck of an ending, man.
Yeah,
So,
it's not even done.
I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but I might accidentally. So who knows? But I did went ahead and grabbed a prop, which is the little manga size reprint of 1 through 5. That's
so
my doorstep.
Very nice.
So actually, one quick note about those. So due to a slight error on I don't know whose end, those are no longer able to be printed.
Wait,
So-
what? Like,
Yeah.
you're just doing it through Kablam, like everything else, right?
Yeah, but so like I tried to do this thing where I update, because I do a lot of experimentation with books, not girls. Oh, wait, hold on.
Guys,
No, God damn it. This is not working out for me. Anyway, I do a lot of experimentation through Kablam's plain team methods, and the last one resulted in me accidentally wiping that version off the face of the planet. So
Oh, so the file itself doesn't exist.
yeah.
it gone.
Dang.
Well, honestly though,
So the dimensions are different, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they are a little different.
Yep. It's also my first time messing with a spine too. So that was my can I make a spine experiment?
Well,
You
did
worked
one.
that over.
It
Yeah,
happened
I did
once.
one. Yep.
Yeah.
It turned out okay.
Yeah.
The next one's gonna be dope.
So I went ahead and gave you sent 2, and I gave one to my buddy who also does a zombie comic, but his is straight comedy. So I thought he'd really get a kick out of it, and he did. So yeah,
That's good. Technically, ours is comedy too. If you have black humor.
well, yes, that's true. That's true. It has to have some black humor.
Hey, hold on. Speaking of black humor, I was impressed that you guys survived the Tyler Draw and Talk thing from a couple nights ago. After you,
It was great. I
you
love
kinda
that guy.
flexed
That
on
guy's
his wife.
cool.
He's cool. But
We talked to her a little bit behind the
I never
scenes.
saw
He's
Brian sit up straight like that. Like that was. Oh my
She was
gosh!
ginger.
You know when they
she-
stop.
oh yeah,
When
dude.
they
Brian
turn
can
off.
smell the red hair. What? Snap to attention. I'm like, calm down.
Well, hello.
Don't.
Oh
Also,
my
nobody
God.
noticed.
I don't know if
Nobody
Yeah,
noticed that guy in chat. Don't notice the guy in chat.
What guy in chat?
Don't do it.
What?
He's not there.
Who?
Oh, I see.
No, you don't. Don't do it. No, you bastard.
Oh,
Sorry. I was lured away. Okay, let's go ahead and talk some story, because I did not listen to the whole Tyler episode, so maybe you already answered this question, right?
So the answer is lesbians.
Oh shit!
No, that wasn't that wasn't the question at all. It doesn't fit.
But it is the answer.
So let me trot out my question. Let's find out if it fits then. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
accepted.
So okay. Now you guys started this as just a straight zombie comedy, right? As like a fan fiction, right? When did it become like the thing that it is? I don't know. I think we may have just lost
Matt, no.
Oh,
it's like my father going out for cigarettes.
Yeah, I tell you what, never come back. Actually, he might be back
again. Again.
But
worst birthday.
Anyway, seriously though, you have characters. You've got the whole like drama aspect, but like it's way more than a zombie story. And I don't know how much I'm allowed to give away on there, but there are hints of like epicness to come. When did that become part of its fabric?
It was kind of during the writing and getting everything like kind of put into imagery. Then like Brian would be like, "But wait, what if this happened?" And I'm like, "What if what happened?" And he explained it. I'm like, "That's what's up." And so like honestly, it was nothing was pre-planned. Yeah, everything. We're what Bruce Lee wanted, and that is to be water. To be water, and we just kept fucking flowing and carving our way through the earth. People didn't like it. That's okay. But yeah,
we enjoyed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, everything was just made up on the fucking fly. I don't know how many times something or one scene had been rewritten because constantly new ideas, something that makes everything a little more fluid and just kind of work together a little bit better. We really tried to have some
consistency,
that yeah.
There were times where like there's actually a few instances where in the script I would write something out and all right, I'll just wait till you come back. No, that's fine. No, I'll wait.
I didn't want to interrupt your story, but my I forgot to plug my laptop in. So
oh shit.
Oh yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah, that's why I'm hurrying. But go ahead, continue.
Okay. So there were times where in the script it calls for one thing, but Luigi would misinterpret it as another thing, and he would draw something, and it wouldn't be in the script, but it would look so good. I'm like, bro, we gotta like change the story around just a little bit so we can keep this in because it's so good. It's like, all right, fine. So stuff like that happened. So like as like there's actually like some errors in there that even just became part of the story.
They were intentional errors. We knew they were going to be errors though. So
I think sometimes that actually works out really well because I mean, if your artist has a good sense for what's going on, I think that can make the story stronger, up your dialogue game, up your editing game.
Yep. He's got a real sense of of just dynamic of placing everything in the right spot and having the characters react realistically to everything.
Oh shit.
There is some like language barriers because I use a lot of military terms.
Right.
He doesn't understand certain things. So like in the script it calls like this character's doing a knife hand at character B, and then he'll draw either like an actual knife in the person's hand or a karate chop. So the first time I had to explain and correct it, and the second time I was like, you know what, that's actually kind of funny. That's actually funnier. So we'll keep that in. And then this is how we'll blend it into the story, and it'll all make sense later. And yeah.
So one of the categories, and this is a question that I have had. What do we have? You're sharing a screen. Do I want to share this?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's happening here.
God damn it. This is why we can't have nice things.
Okay.
Stop. No.
Okay. Good.
This is why we can't have nice things. Oh my god. Suck in your gut, boys. We're the Ghostbusters.
I totally lost track of what I was saying.
Something about lesbians.
No. Okay. Negromancy.
Negro.
Well, I don't understand why every white person's so afraid to say this.
No, I just said it.
I mean, it rolls off the tongue. It should just roll off the tongue. It should make your teeth feel whiter. I say it like 8 times a day, and like my teeth are just sparkling.
Oh well,
See,
I mean, I think that's just a natural contrast, but
so here's the thing, though. Am I correct? Am I correct in understanding that the operator has like reality altering abilities?
Yes.
Right, and that is negromancy. Correct?
His version of it, yes.
Okay.
I mean, there's different levels of negromancy, you know.
Is it different levels and flavors, or is it just levels?
Both.
Okay.
All right, kind of think. All right, so I'm gonna put this in some really, really weeb anime terms.
oh god,
do it.
So think of it as kind of like Bleach in a way, where you know everyone's got like their sword and then their bankai and then their thing and then their other thing.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
So is that a thing within your world? Is that a thing that all
black people have,
or simply some of them?
Some of them, because you know there's negromancers and then there's afromancers.
I'm an afromancer.
And then there's niggas, and the niggas have got to
go. You know I got the whitest show on the internet, right?
Not anymore.
This is the shit that almost got me banned from Imager, all right? Oh, fuck.
I promise, next story arc is 20% more casual racism.
Oh.
Flying in saucer, yeah, I know what that N stands for. But yeah, so there's different levels and abilities and blah 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 blah. But operator specific one is slight reality bending. It's a very extremely low level one, but the way he logic puzzles it in so it works for him is kind of insane. So it's all on how you.
Right, and I'm not wanting to spoil things, but there are.
Oh no, me either. Like but there are nods to it.
Right. There are with 7, and I'm when I finished reading 6, I posted on Twitter that you ended it in a really precarious place, and I'm gonna spoil the ending of issue 6 because it's been out long enough. And you could have bought it before the show, and you didn't, and that's your fault, people.
Yeah, this should be a spoiler stream.
That's not. It's not a spoiler. Yeah, she died. She got cracked to the face with the AK. She is deader than a fucking doornail.
Okay, and with that, it was assumed, and I had not assumed death. Right, that's something. Death. I knew
that's
I knew. And so the whole thing then with the glitches at the beginning of 7, that's the operator fixing her then, eh?
You did read 6, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember the glitches in those black panels?
Yes.
There's your answer.
Okay. Excellent. That's what I assumed was happening, but that was one of the things I was just wanting to double check. So then the other thing that I was curious about was if there was.
I'm just not really into guys. You know, some guys are cute.
Oh my god!
There is Benny from Australia. It's just he's got the voice that makes me moist. Okay. But no, I'm actually straight. So yeah.
No, in the story, is there an actual connection between the little speaker, the unicorn speaker, and the onesie?
Yes.
Okay. Because one of the questions that was not answered in 7 was exactly where that onesie comes from. Now, I don't know that I have to know, but I want to
know. You may or may not eventually find out.
Fair enough.
I got $5. He's turning left.
Oh, sorry.
That sounded left.
Like 30 seconds before we went live, a transformer blew up, and now I'm just like cruising the town trying to see if there's any signal because there's no Wi-Fi now.
So. Oh no!
Speaking of left, I had this really weird thing back when we used to play World of Warcraft. I used to tank, so I tanked on 3 screens, but I had 3 screens just so I could eliminate looking left.
Tyler, what's up? This was the most
Oh my gosh.
annoying.
He forgave
shit.
you already. Tyler, I don't know. I don't know what happened once y'all went off going live, but that's some good negotiation skills.
Oh man,
Back on the internet
that whole
2 days later.
that stream was hilarious. All right,
That was a
guys,
good
we're gonna wrap it up. All right, cool. Just one more
Amazing.
thing. 50 minutes later.
I had to yell at Brian. If you didn't see the end, I had to tell Brian to shut the fuck up. Homie was trying to end the stream. And Brian's like, all right. I guess. Go sit in my corner.
So go show my feet on Only Games.
Yeah.
Only Gams? Is that a thing?
That's a great
Those
thing.
screen caps.
God.
Yeah, we got to do like a draw and talk part 2 because I love that guy. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah,
I had him on my show. I think it was last week for the first time ever, and it was so great. I absolutely have to figure out a way to convince him to come back on.
This is a little off topic. I watched the Drawn and Talks video from the 31st.
Chewbacca defense.
Dude. This is a Wookiee. He is 7 feet tall. Bro, that shit was... I couldn't watch it all. I'm sorry. I couldn't watch it all.
Why would he choose to sit and live with 2 foot tall Ewoks on Endor?
It does not make sense. God damn it.
I go back in the catalog. That sounds quality.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Hey, so why'd you ban me? So can I ask you a question? Do you know about the Selma riots back in 1962?
Oh my god, dude.
What does that have to do with things? No. You got to answer questions.
Oh, okay.
I can ask questions.
All right, Tim. No, that's cool. I see how it is.
Right.
Ugh.
Hi, Tab.
He could come on and harass you, but he never got back to me. He must be busy.
Yeah, he's too good for the little people, you know.
I mean, he's a bunny. He's probably up there making more little bunnies.
And by that, boys, I mean us white guys.
I want to see Rags debate ICC. That wouldn't be a long stream.
He would leave. He would leave immediately. I would flame him so fucking hard for dancing around questions. I would not take that shit, dude.
I would be like, nigga, just answer the damn question.
I don't even know what that is. I should.
Okay, so like a nigga, right? That's like
right. No. I meant
what?
I meant
what? I'm just trying to answer a question.
Yeah, who's the?
I gotta get some water. I'll be right back.
The indie comic
watermelon.
Okay, never mind. I just figured.
Right.
I just embarrassed myself and figured it out because you tried to explain, things. So anyway,
I actually can I. Okay, I had a theory. Here's my operator theory.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, let's hear it.
He's really like a He's like Navi in Ocarina of Time.
Who?
The little the fairy.
Like calling him gay. Just because a man listens to Lady Gaga can kill really good to the tone of doesn't make him gay, man. And that's wow.
He's like
talk about
he's
homophobic.
like a companion. He's like a
so he's like a
parahuman.
Wow.
He's like some kind of like superhuman.
That's all black people are to you, just magical Negroes. With wings.
He's a magical Negro. You got me to say it. No,
I gotta say it.
Like he's semi-real. Like in every plane of existence, he's real, and yet he's kind of not fully in any of them. I guess he's in multiple, but he can. The reason he can is because he's not quite human or something. He's not quite in this dimension, and that's how he can kind of manipulate the situation to help.
All right. So I'm gonna be serious with you. We're gonna tackle this more throughout as we work through our other project, Sailor Rogowski. So these things go hand in hand, right?
Good. Good.
I'm going to spoil this a little bit and say there are 2 Reginas and 1 operator.
Yeah, like so you told me that, and that made me think, like, as far as we're reading these stories, like we're reading Sailor Rogowski and stuff in the future, like we're gonna, from our perspective, it's almost like he's everywhere and he's nowhere. You know, I guess there's just one, even though there's multiple Reginas. But because we're going to see him, we're going to see the one guy in multiple places. It's almost like he's I don't know what I'm saying. He's a magical Negro, I guess. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
but it's,
or as we
I
like to call them, Negromancers.
Yeah, like it's beautiful. Like the way you ended 7, it felt it was nice, but there was a lot of room for characters still to grow, and yet we did see them overcome significant challenges, particularly Regina.
Here's what I love.
So that was nice.
So let me touch upon the ending. Let me touch upon the ending real quick before. I'm sorry, Matt. I really didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just gonna touch about one thing about the ending. So that ending that we released as of now, that's actually not the full ending.
It's not.
That's right. This is the
retail version because because long story short, I kind of burnt out Luigi and Raven because we were all working till like 3 a.m. to get this thing done, then we had to meet Antarctic deadline, so we had to pick and choose. Like, okay, where's a spot to where this ends, and it'll still make sense, and then we can just kind of take a break, give those humans a chance to like rest and relax and reset, and then go on and continue, and then give this nice special thing to our patrons. So,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was impressed. I was impressed that you withheld so much, and I thought that was, well, let's just say it was intentional because it was nice. I think Matt, Rhys, and I both agreed. Like it felt like it landed the plane well, and yet you didn't do. You could have been a little more generous with an ending, and that's probably what people expected. But you giving less was still nice. Like it felt like an intentional less.
Yeah,
you know,
like it's
like
still
it to be continued less.
Right.
Well, and
So
like
that was good.
So one of the things that I was expecting. Well, let me back up. When I said that it's going to be tricky to land to nail the landing after 6, right? Was that like Regina was utterly without recourse, right? She was at the very bottom rung. There was no coming up from that, right?
Yeah.
And you knew that, and like I hadn't picked up that she was dead, so bad on me. But
a lot of people miss that, so that's fine.
But with that, even without that, there is zero, like there was so little chance for success out of that I felt like if she came out swinging and won the day flawlessly, it would feel cheap. That was the danger that I saw, because it's 7, it's the end of the story, it has to have a happy ending, not necessarily like in a true happy, but there has to be some sort of successful resolution to justify all of the trauma she'd been through, right? And she had to fight for it. Every panel in 7 was a struggle, and grit, and tactical presence, and
an X-ray move,
and an X-ray move.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
And punching the one character in the balls, where she gets to say, like, "I can't believe she punched me in the balls." Oh.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like it was such an earned victory, right? So, I wanted to know more about. I wanted to see more of that play in. I was kind of expecting that, but the fact that it didn't really, that it was just pants at that point in the ending was still perfect, right? That was that felt like a great bridge onto what's happening next. The little bit of stuff that I'm aware of, right?
Right, like that was the whole. That's honestly like the whole joke of the book, right? Like she complains every fucking almost every issue. She's like, I just want pants. I just want pants. I just want pants. Ends up in this unicorn onesie, and at the end of the 7 opera, it's like, we could go to like Forever 21 or something over there. And if you remember like an issue 2, she's like, look, if there's like a Forever 21 or something, I'll go there. But she's like, hey, here's that store. You can get something out of that stupid onesie. And she's like, yeah, I'm good.
Well, yeah,
Poetry.
and I suspect that there is a reason for that. There's something going on that would cause her to feel at home there.
Oh, really?
Like I said, you may or may not find out as we slog through Sailor Rogowski. It may or may not be tied to that unicorn speaker.
Wow.
But I'm pretty sure like there's things in issue 7 that you probably didn't. You probably just missed.
Yeah, I've only read it. I don't think I've only read it once.
Yeah, I should read that like 8 more times.
I skimmed it a second time, but yeah,
I
Yeah,
never
I
skim.
need to go back.
Need to go back to 1985, Marty.
Well, I actually do want to go through and read the whole. I was intending to go ahead through and read the whole series before today's show, so I'd make sure I had all of my questions up front. That didn't happen. Didn't happen at all.
Well, that's
bad
fair.
host. A bad host.
I mean, we're professional derailers, so like
That's also true. But
you're just playing into our game at this point.
yeah, there you go.
And I'm only like 1, 2, 3, 4 beers in. So you got some time. I got like 2 beers left before this gets spicy.
Oh God, Brian's drinking.
Drunken.
Here we go.
He did warn me on Monday that was going to happen.
I did.
No.
I did.
Yeah. In fact, that's how
I did let Tyler know. Poor guy.
That is actually how I knew that that he was coming on for sure. Before I wasn't exactly certain. He hadn't confirmed. So
he's such a nice dude. Like he's just so
chill.
That dude, he's soft spoken. Like that dude could put me to sleep just by talking. He's a nice fella.
No, I kind of listen to his videos right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I used to just jerk off with my own tears, but now I just listen to Tyler and just puts me right to sleep.
Oh, good God.
Jesus.
Did you see him get? Did you see him get tore up and down by the dude from some Facebook group, a private Facebook group?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That we're talking about. Like,
oh, that was the 31st one. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I was being respectful and not naming names because apparently that's an issue for public creators.
Yeah, like if you're a public creator named like Tyler Baker or Terrence Baker or whatever, you're not allowed to be like saying that name out loud for whatever reason. I don't know why. That'd be weird.
But he can drop his phone number in the on stream.
I got a bottle of gin and a lot of dick pics for that. No, I would never do that.
Saturday night. That's me. If it happens, it's me. I'll take full responsibility because
that black dude's got a real white small dick. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh!
Goddamn albinizer!
It shrinks it too. God damn it!
Should never have shown
I
your
was the
teeth.
magic cat.
We just wanted the BC, not the BBC. God damn it!
I have no idea what just happened.
Welcome to our.
That's okay.
All right. Well, I have a I have a writing question. So if you guys started with like a you knew what the what of your story was, like you knew the setting and like what you wanted to do action wise and the look and all that, but you found the who of who Regina was like later on. You know what I mean? Like you got like the mood and the tone and like the sort of character growth you wanted to explore. Yeah, Matts aren't ready for this. Yeah, like so if that's something that you kind of found as you went along, like what was that sort of process like, Because I mean that's not that unusual. A lot of people start with like the premise and then they find the theme as they go along. But like what was that like for y'all?
So like getting Regina's personality down was like a fourfold process for me. One, if you look at Liz's like sports Twitter, it's going spicy right now. I love it. Like that was like phase 1. Phase 2 was actually I have a lot of female friends from the military, and so I talked to them, got their experiences, remembered like, oh hey, remember when you were in like Kirkuk, and then you guys took ink of it and you were running naked through like the bunkers, like, oh yeah, like, so I did a lot of like interviews back through my old bottom buddies, and some of the friends I knew. Some of the things that happened were from like personal experiences, and just how I know most Veterans Act and whatnot. And that was pretty much it. I just took from people who I knew and just kind of molded her personality around that. Majority, I will say, Liz's personality will probably come out a little bit more like in season 2, but this is dope.
Well, I mean, with season 1, it's really her just kind of getting shit on, It really is. It's just her getting beat down and shit on the whole fucking time. So
definitely.
The funny thing about it is it's almost like she is, a victim in a lot of ways, but at the same time, she's a victim of her own hubris and her own.
Right. Yes. Right. And I think there's like a line. What's that line in issue 7? Something. I think it was go back to making the bad decisions that I always make and ruining my own life. Like,
yeah. And I mean, and that's one of the great things is just how friggin' honest she is with herself. Like once, her fiance dies and she gets done like just openly weeping about it. And it's just she just goes through that process, and it's really authentic and it's really honest. And that's one of the things. Like Tyler says, everyone's surprised at how deep Rags is. I picked up it was on the shelf at the comic shop in Cheyenne, and I told you this before, Brian, but like I'd seen the ads around, and wasn't really looking for a TNA book or whatever, but I think it was Brett McGowan who said, "Dude, you should just give it a try." And I'm like, I don't know, but it was there, and I picked it up and I flipped through it, and I was just like, oh my god! And I could tell. That first issue, I could tell like that it was the boobs to get you. It's the story to keep you, And
I got a quick question. Was something that kind of made you hesitant on buying the book was the boobs on the cover?
Yes.
You kind of looked at it and you're like, this is going to be a fucking joke. We thought about that and we were like, we're going to do this just so people think that. And then when they pick it up, they're going to be like, I'm a fucking asshole because there's been a lot of cover judging lately and I do not like it.
Nope. You cannot judge this book by this cover. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, we had that one dude was like, I can't believe this girl's running around naked. It's current year, blah, blah. I'm just like totally bashing the book. And Liz is like, but that's me. You should stop bashing me. It's not you. And then
you're just a titty streamer.
You're just a titty streamer. Like, no, I'm a mom with 2 kids. Like, oh, but you don't have any tattoos. Well, look at Liz's tattoos. You don't have any freckles. Well, here's the picture of Liz which she had.
This shit was hilarious. And then somebody sent him a digital copy of the book, and he was like, I'm sorry. I'm an actual piece of shit. And we were like, we know, but it's okay.
And then he laughed. Like,
well, we all are. So I think that's it.
Yeah, but, like
it was one of those things where, like, I mean, like I said, like I think it was Brett who really said, "No, you need to give it a shot." And I said, "Okay, well, maybe." It was there, and it was the same trip I picked up Punchline, and I hadn't heard about Punchline at all. But I love superhero universes. I picked it up, and I was just like, Bill, like, and Matt just
nailed that
part with that one.
Oh yeah,
they knocked that shit out of the park. I hope one day to be as successful as them. Because goddamn, this was good.
I just really want a hug from Matt.
I do too. I do too.
I feel like he could fill that father figure.
I'll be your father figure. I'll be your
yeah. Anyway, like I said, I saw that you guys were doing a complex story even in that first issue, and I was on for the train. I mean, that's just what it was. So it was one of those things where, I'm walking into the comic book shop wearing my, Jesus t-shirt, being like, I'd like the titty book, please.
That's great. You know what? So funny thing, right? A lot of the things that we got beat up for early on was, the main character's a bitch. All she does is just yell at people. She's mean for no reason whatsoever. She just yells at this kid and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
These are all coming from most of our male readers. Mm-hmm. The majority of our female readers were like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get why she was mad. Like, I would be pissed too.
Well, see, and like I have a hard time understanding like male readers. If you have a sister, a mother, or a wife, like she would be in that position, especially if she's been through any of nearly that amount of stuff.
Right. And like some people just didn't make the connection, like, okay, here's this naked woman, right, who just ran for her life like 10 miles, butt naked, being chased by zombies, got locked out of this building, is running for her life, trying to get to safety. As soon as she gets in, gets her face bashed in, right? Which was kind of like foreshadowing for what happened later. But gets her face bashed in, right? And then gets a bunch of weapons, guns and rifles pointed at her face. And the only concern to the people in that building is like, you probably should just cover her up because we don't want to offend the child around here, right?
I know.
So, like, oh, the poor kid. And so finally she gets up. So, and I don't know about you, but if I had that many weapons pointed in my face, I'd be angry and upset too.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Look,
so
I've been robbed at gunpoint, and I was not nice. Like, I got robbed for a $15 pizza and $9 in change. Wow. I'm like, all right, bitch, here's your fucking $22 and shit, you cocksucker.
I would have dropped the pizza, man.
Dude, I talk so much shit, and I'm actually surprised he didn't shoot me. Fuck that guy. If that piece of shit is watching, I'm going to get that $25 back.
So just to let everybody know, I do mark all of my videos for adult audiences just in case my guests decide to,
Well,
no, it's
it
fine.
is us. But anyway, like she's going through all this thing, and then like one of like the major points is she throws this little like tantrum when she gets like to the main room and just starts breaking down in tears, and the kid just walks up and just starts touching her. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting butt naked in a room getting ready to cry my cry, basically, I wouldn't want anybody touching me. And some of the comments we got was like, well, he was just curious about her. He wasn't doing anything wrong. But like, no, you have this naked woman in this room full of strangers. And rather than the first thing you do being offering her your jacket, you start touching her, and that's not cool. So kind of like the parallels in her journey, right? When she first meets Riley, no, he just touches her, he's all up in her business, blah blah blah. When she first meets Operator, he already threw a blanket on her, just left her alone, went and slept, and then later on, like, no, she's dealing with some bullshit, got her food, right? But still left her alone. And sometimes that's all it takes. Like, you don't have to, like, if you're curious about somebody, you know, they'll come, they'll talk to you, you can interact. But, you know, just kind of like the parallels between the first person she met and then when she meets Operator, it's like, oh, there's like these two significant, vastly different approaches, right? He's an absolute dish to her, yeah, but
and like,
is he
but is he though? The things that I love about Operator's character is that like he's unapologetic, right? He's non-pretentious. Like he's a dick, and he knows he's a dick, and he doesn't care that you think he's a dick because he's going to be who he is. But that doesn't it's not like he's not going out of his way to be dickish, whereas everyone else around believes that they're, you know, in a different position, that they're better, or that they're protecting their own, or you know, they have this moral view of this naked woman, whereas he's just, you know, he deals with her the same way he deals with everybody
else. Yep.
That was one reason why I thought Operator might not be. This is why I had this terrible idea, I'm realizing now, that he wasn't entirely real. Like, he's just kind of a force of nature that exists around Regina.
None of them are entirely real. It's a fictional story.
Right, it's a comic book. Like,
come on.
Who the fuck is Liz? Yeah, that Liz Finnegan Twitter account's fucking not real.
Crap. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what's real? You know what's real, though?
What's real?
Percocet pills, my nigga.
Oh, can't stop fucking around with them.
So, anyhow, but I think the idea that one thing I think that you were probably picking up on, Matt, because I also get the impression that there is a destiny between Raider and Regina.
Yes,
an inextricable connection betwixt them,
and one that he is somewhat aware of. Yeah.
Ginger and the black guy. Yes,
weird. It's almost like there's not a whole category of that on Pornhub. I mean, go on.
There isn't, and that pisses me off.
Okay.
Like,
hey, I've been on your Discord for 5 minutes. There is a category.
No, that's a channel. That's a channel.
Okay. Hey, look at that. Look at that over there. It's a topic. So,
yeah. Take it away.
Take it, Brandon.
I don't have one ready, unfortunately. I just thought that was a good segue to talk. Oh, actually, I do. Because Tyler had a really good question. What made you guys go with this is season 1 and this is season 2? Since you don't see a lot of creators use that terminology.
Yeah, it's cool.
Money, really.
Money.
In Burnout, I guess.
Yeah, because so the amount of work and effort that it takes to get all this done. And this is the original reason why we had to set up as a webcomic, right? So if it was a webcomic, you can pretty much take your time, draw whatever you want, whenever you want, pay your guy ahead of time, and he draws at his leisure, and then you drop like a full chapter, and then like say you have 24 pages, right? You drop 1 page a week, people come back, they give you views. About the end of the 24th week, you start drawing like the next phase, and then you'll have plenty of time to get everything drawn up and done up the way you are. However, once we got picked up by AP, we learned about this really weird thing called deadlines. And deadlines, as we found out, are very tight, and so you don't have the luxury of just drawing whenever you want, however you want, or like I'm just gonna turn it in when it's done. Like, yeah, you don't have that luxury anymore. So, what we ended up having to do was just ended up having to turn everything up into overdrive. So, as a group of creators that this is our first book, we have no idea what we're doing, and trying to like turn over from what is supposed to be like a webcomic into a bi-monthly book, and we totally screwed that pooch, but whatever it is. We did what we have to do, but that actually led to some significant burnout on Luigi's end, because Luigi, like me, is kind of like OCD about how things need to look and how fast we need to get pages out. And there's just some days where he's like, man, my eyes are hurting today, but I'll get this page done. And I have to tell him, like, you know what? Fuck the deadline, man. Just take a break. And some people will kind of get upset about that, where, hey, you guys haven't put anything out this month. Like, look, man, our artist needs a break. We're just giving them the month off. Like, let them relax. Like, please let your artists relax, and don't burn them out like Marvel or DC is. So that's kind of why we went with like, okay, this will be like the season 1 where we'll bust all this out as it is, and then season 2 we'll actually take our time, do it the way we really wanted to do things. Give Luigi a chance to draw it how he wanted to draw it. Have enough time to have that real good QA/QC, put out a real good quality product, and then get it out to the customer. And I know some people are like, hey, we're giving you $20 a month plus. I deserve something every month. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to put out something every month. And that's not because we're taking the money and going snorting 80 lines of cocaine. It's more like sometimes our team just needs a break. And
yeah,
sometimes that break is like, even though like Luigi's taking a break, like he's done like this Expanse cover that we're going to do for issue 7 for the real version of issue 7, right? We're going to do this one. But like, you're just like, hey man, just draw this pen up this week, or hey, Timothy Lim needs some stuff from you. Just draw it for him. We'll pay you on the back end. Don't worry about it. Or, hey, I know somebody needs a commission done. Just, do something just where you're staying active, but you're not like rushing to get something done.
Yeah,
so
don't kill yourself.
Yeah, please don't kill yourself. It's just a comic. It's just a book. It'll get done when it needs to get done. And that's really why we did like the season 1 and season 2. Oh, I love that bearded bastard.
You will not release pictures of that hot tub. That is not patent pending yet, and I'm gonna make a fortune off of that shit.
So the whole season idea is basically what they used to do, DC and Marvel both, as they were leading up to new series, the mini-series model, right? And I think one of the questions that they had that Ty was going to was, why did you guys go with calling them seasons instead of calling them, the mini-series?
I think we just called it season because we didn't know what the term was. We're like, lol, season. I think that's really about it.
I mean, and it does fit.
I dig that.
It fits into the paradigm. Everybody's watching Netflix. Everybody's doing the TV thing's been so. I mean, people get that language.
Yeah.
So and it fits in with the whole like multimedia kind of multiple influences thing you're doing with Rags anyway. Like you got your video game, and your So it's cool. Yeah.
All right, I'm Black. So anyway,
Yeah.
So the thing about us doing like seasons 2, so some people are going to think like, okay, so the next issue is going to be season 2, issue 1, and that's actually not the case. It's going to be issue 8. Because I don't believe in resetting numbers. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. That actually does make sense. It also looks at that from a because it gives the different idea about the framework of it. So,
what's that?
I would say, are you gonna look at collecting the first volume, like that first 7 issues into a collected volume, like a trade?
Yeah. So what we're doing right now, I'll share my screen and I'll show you what is going on right now for the people that don't know. Let's move that over yonder. Can I flip through? Yep, I can totally flip through. Screen, share screen, bam. Sure. All right, so this is kind of like what we're working on, even though everything is done and we let Luigi have his little break. So this is like the remastered, recolored, relettered prologue version of it. My roommate colored this.
Nice colors.
Yep, it's Raven's colors. So we're going through and we're redoing the prologue in issue 1 so when we finally collect this thing into a trade, we're looking at doing like a hardcover trade, but I don't think like the money on Patreon is there, and I really want to avoid doing like a crowdfunding for it. So I'll still working that out numbers wise, but this is kind of where we're at. Been redoing like the colors to give everybody a break. So this is something like we can do like on the back end that's not going to like consume people's time. But once we get this part done, and so like issue 1 or the prologue in issue 1 should look exactly like this by the time like we get to the collected trade and get that out to everybody. So there will be a nice, good, consistent work. Oh, little buddy. Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
So like as hardworking as Luigi is, he's also like, my impression is he's really fast, and he's faster than your average comic artist. Like sometimes it looks like you guys pull something out like a day after you commission them. Is that about right?
That is about right. And the only problem is me.
Yeah,
I'm the problem.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
So
the feedback, I guess, or the
yeah. So Luigi will bust out something. It'll look really great, amazing, but I'm like, man, you got a finger on the trigger. You got to redo that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah. You have her shooting from her right hand. She's a lefty. Remember? Like, oh yeah, right. I'm the guy that looks for the consistency in between panels and pages and whatnot. I don't get it. I don't get them all the time. Some things slip past me, but I try also to make sure like the fight choreography looks right. So like if you're taking a punch from a left-handed person, your face is not gonna turn to the right. It's gonna either go straight back, or turn to the left. If you know what I mean, like just getting that choreography right. Little things like that. So I'm more apt to like kick stuff back and just to make sure that it looks right. And then there's like the military like style tactics. What was it in there's the mag dump, right? So you'll see this Regina do this move, and it's a very, very risky move because you end up giving your back to the enemy and end up putting yourself into a position where you can actually get yourself choked out if you're dumb enough or not good enough to pull this off. But there's this move where you'll see, and she's done this twice already now, where she'll take control of the weapon and then drop the magazine and then let the attacker shoot whatever round is left in the chamber. So now that weapon is rendered worthless, and then she'll turn around and try to strip the weapon away, and then re-engage the enemy. And it's kind of like a psychological thing to where if you can get somebody's mind during a fight just to focus on like, oh shit, I just lost my weapon, rather than actually fighting you, it's a slight tactical advantage, but an advantage nonetheless. And trying to explain how that move actually works in real life versus how it works in real life and how it should look on a page. And like so like the magazine release on a G36 is actually different from a AR-15 because the magazine release on a AR-15, M16, M4 is like right there on the magazine well. Well, the magazine release on the G36 is also on the magazine well, but it's also like this little switch at the end of the it's not a button, it's more like a little tabby thing that you have to like slap. So getting that coordination,
like you got to explain this, but I'm assuming like does he have like 3D models? Like how on earth is he able to translate this visually into something that like he might even understand what you're talking about, but like
he
how
doesn't.
can he even draw? Yeah,
he doesn't like
because it's incredible, like just the detail that you're talking about.
Right. So like I'm telling him all this stuff, and Trent will sometimes like, bro, you're taking this way too seriously than what it needs to be. Just calm down. That page looked awesome. I'm like, no, it's gotta the charging handles is pulled back. It should be pulled back. The bolt and like
the banana hammock doesn't couple the boys correctly.
God, yeah. I'm sorry. I know that was a bad day. I'm sorry, man, but it just didn't. But I explained this. I'll take screenshots. I'll show as many references as I can. I'll send them videos. I dump a galactic fuck ton of references to this dude, and sometimes I will actually kind of really badly try to draw like a small diagram out about like this is what needs to look. And like let's see, like HG7 for instance, right? When he drew one of the AKs, he drew the wrong side, and I was like, the charging handle, the locking lever on the AK is actually on the right side, not that side. So this is how it should look if the bolt is open and you're racking it back while it's firing. He's like, oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, that's how it should look. So then he went back and redrew that. So yeah, the guy turns out like work that's incredibly fast, but I'm just really, really picky about the details.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I also have noticed, that there is a lot of well, it seems to me, I am not an expert. I'm a a civilian, the whole thing, but there seems to be a lot of accuracy with all of the gear, with all of the tactical stuff.
You're welcome.
Have you yes, thank you. But have you gotten a lot? I mean, have you gotten that comment from like other servicemen, or how was that?
Yeah, a lot of our veterans, veterans that read the book, like, man, you got the green weenie in there. I can't believe you got that. Oh God, I remember that knife hand. I've done that knife hand before, or like they really appreciate like the level of detail we go into to making it accurate for the military community.
Is the green
it has to be like one other thing.
The green weenie is the thing. What's up?
Well, it's got to be one more thing that people do stay for. They come for the titties and they stay for the tactical accuracy.
Right. So like,
even joking.
Like a normal civilian be like, wait, green weenie, what are you talking about? Right. So in issue 1, Regina makes this like comment like, yeah, the green weenie fucked me hard and fast. Right. And that's kind of like a term we use in the Army and Marine Corps mostly, where the green weenie is for like big Army or the Marine Corps itself, where your leadership has just fucked you royally, right?
Okay.
So we want to go back to writing, Matt, not Rhys. see.
Oh yeah,
I kind of use that as my foreshadowing, because when someone says like, "Yeah, the green weenie got me," it means you get fucked really bad. So as I use that for foreshadowing in Regina's case, was she drops that line, "Yeah, the green weenie fucked me," and then later on you see her with this big giant green dildo, right, just walking around. But that's just foreshadowing that for like she's about to fuck up all these other people when she finally gets let loose.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more like, because when I originally asked like how you kind of figured out you got your sea legs, I guess, with telling these stories, like I'm thinking more, it's not just like who Regina is in terms of like her personality, but like you figured out like just thematically the sort of story you wanted to tell and how that was going to fit into the sort of things that you're interested in and your background and all the tactical stuff. But you didn't just make it like an encyclopedia of references, even though like so there's a lot of references and it's fun, but like it has a coherent like you're really doing something and it's consistent.
And the references that are there, they just flow naturally. It's like if you don't get any of them, right,
you can still read it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm an example of that. Yeah, for sure. Like I don't know what's going on, but it makes sense.
With the exception of the Lady Gaga song, that was the one thing that I didn't have a framework.
Okay. I had to YouTube that. I had to catch
Lady Gaga that I was like, oh, okay, it's a song. And then you're like, no, here, watch this video. And I said, fuck you, Brian.
There ain't a reason you should be
tonight, yeah, baby. I can't stand Lady Gaga, but it does make that scene better when you know the song.
Oh, it makes it so much better. So, all right, we'll probably get demonetized for saying this, but as we were working on this scene, I was like, man, he's really gotta kill somebody, and we gotta make it cool. And Trent's like, bro, you should totally do it to a song. And I'm like, bro, we could do it to a song and make it badass, or we could do it to the gayest song we could possibly find and make it badass, but just not the way people would think, right? Yeah. And so I listened to all the worst songs I could possibly find, and I got that song. I got the Edge of Glory. I was like, Trent, what do you think of this? And immediately he was like, I hate it. Don't ever share that again. Like, this is perfect.
He's like, yeah, that's number one.
That's number one.
It's a horrible song.
So terrible.
So bad.
Tonight,
but it does make that scene so much better.
So much better. It just works. It flows. Yeah. When we do the next story arc, you should see what we have in store.
Now I'm afraid. I'm legitimately afraid.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the anime montage material you can lift from and reference.
Oh yeah. Oh, so also so here's a quick special note about that scene in particular. Normally I'm very extremely like OCD about how things look and how things act and whatnot. There was only like 2 parts where I said, okay, Luigi, you need to draw this like I wrote in the script, but from here on out, it's free game. Have fun with it. He's like, what? Like, yeah, just have fun with it. Like, really? Like, yeah. Just bang that out. Do it however you feel like. And he's like, all right. I'm free after 10,000 years.
So
issue 6 is where you actually start seeing Luigi be free and wild with his art. And it's so damn good. Yep.
Yeah, issue 6 is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But, and I would say, I still can't get over how perfect 7 was. Although now I'm intrigued about the ending. So that's not going to be in the AP version that I will be getting at my shop in the next couple weeks.
Nope, and it also won't be in the AP trade paperback either.
So, as some scrub that just gets the bunny version, is there a way I can see those final pages? It's a no. That's what that means. That's a no.
Yeah, man. We keep those for a special group of people that give us Coke money a month. So
yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. So,
well, the final pages. I mean, by then there's no need for the bunnies, right? So we could just go in and do the subscription and just scroll to the bottom, right? So if we're worried about the operator dongs and the.
I mean, you could. Oh yeah. So we actually got some like blowback from that.
Yeah.
Why is there so much dick this issue? Like, why wouldn't there be?
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah,
there's been like tits and vag the whole thing. We objectify equally.
Yeah.
We
objectify equally.
There, I think that's the only legitimate fair thing you can do there. So I don't know if it makes any sense to me.
Yep.
Which is, once again, why I'm a fan of the bunny version. I'll be completely honest. So.
Oh really? You like the?
Oh, yeah. I do. It's I don't need extra in my brain. So it's one of those things. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, that's I appreciate the AP version for that very reason. And I'm, for those people who want the bunny free version, feel free. It's a free country, do your thing. But I appreciate that there's an option. So I don't have to worry about leaving my copy around the house too much.
Right, you have kids.
Yeah, I have kids. They're older kids, but still,
I did the bunny version too, so
yeah.
That's fair. You're missing out on a lot, though.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a prude, but
I'm realizing that.
But the last how many pages difference are there between the bunny version and the Patreon version for 7?
For 7? Oh god, so we're talking like let me pull this up real quick. So the
wasn't it?
It's 16, maybe like an extra 30 pages. So it's gonna end up being. So all right. So the problem is
that's a whole other issue.
Yeah,
we're also dumping like some bonus pages and some bonus art and some other shit in there. And I kind of caught some flack earlier today. Like, how come you're not doing variants for issue 7? It's like, look, man, this thing by itself is going to be like its own fucking trade paperback.
Yeah.
Like, because once you go over 70 pages, it's a trade, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty much like 3 books combined. So we're looking. I don't know yet. It might be 100 pages by itself, Patreon version.
Wow.
That's worth a little extra scratch, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're wearing clothes by that point.
I may have
final 30.
I may have to risk the operator dong for the sake of the rest of the
yeah.
That's just the
operator.
I was.
It's a smooth operator.
Ooh.
Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Damn it, Brian. Least publishable unit. Yeah, I know. I get beat up about this, but I want to put out. All right, so some people are like, yeah, put out the least publishable unit, ship it out, make massive amounts of bank, right? I'm more about. I'm going to put out the best possible product.
Yeah, I think that's a good policy, and I think that one of the things too is, I mean,
no, but this is where I fuck up all the time because me putting out the best possible product means like I end up going like out of pocket and in the red. So, there's wisdom to the least publishable unit.
At the same time, you guys gotta. I mean, I if I was in your position, I know I'd feel very similarly because you guys have such a faithful following. You guys have delivered product. You've been good to your patrons, but then they freaking love you guys. So, you
for Lisa Bar,
and at least Eliza Bar. But yeah, it's one of those, and Maury. It would be one of those things too where I can definitely understand that for one, for the love of the product, but 2, for the love of the fans, because I think they love you guys.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of feel bad that we haven't done a lot more bonus shit for them, and I want to do more. But there's budgetary constraints, and there's only things that we can do within the realm of just being able to pull stuff off. Like, damn it, Brian, make a profit. This is what the Kickstarter's for. Like,
oh God. Here we go.
Nice.
Yep. So like little things like this, right? I want to do. Oh, I share my screen. Like we want to do like more of the duo, right? Before we get to the second arc, and then it's a trio.
Cute.
Right? Just cute.
And then
sexy.
it's a trio. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
You didn't know that, Matt?
You didn't know that?
No,
Like,
cool.
We've honestly only introduced like 2 out of 3 main characters.
yeah.
Oh, fun. See,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of trios. I feel like that's when you really get a good dynamic going.
Oh yeah, and that's where
That'll
we
be
get
exciting.
the good casual racism.
Oh boy.
You're bringing in a whole nother race.
Right?
Is there another race? Is there another?
Yeah.
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 It's like the 3 wise men, only 2 of them aren't men.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Wait, so there's an Asian chick? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh, man, I love it.
Like,
It's publicly
image is-
available information, Matt. You can I found out. You can find out.
Oh,
yeah, like this was like one of like our first images, like one of our first concept art of images, and it's always been like the dynamic has always been there.
Oh, her, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
this
so
art.
it's always
Way
been
back.
yeah, it's always been like these 3, and oh wow, their interactions are hilarious.
I got that
Oh, man.
as a poster.
Oh, I have that
wait.
as the that's like the one thing I have from like when we very first started. It's not a poster, but it's like this like wall mounted backboard plastic thingy.
Oh yeah, no, mine's just a poster.
Yeah, that's when I was figuring out merchant posters. And it's like trying to get them out to everybody, but it's like, ooh, I could spend $200 on this thing for myself because that's who I is. But yeah, like that's always been the visit Patreon/Nanco for more information. That's right.
That's going to be exciting.
Oh,
And that's gonna
you guys
That's
have no
going to give you a
idea.
lot of room for because you're talking about like season 2 is the more anime-ish influenced one, right? Is that
Yes.
Yeah, so that's gonna be cool.
You guys have a lot of fans, but have you ever had someone rage quit the book all the time?
Wow.
All the time. It happens all the time. Sometimes it's little things, right? So you'll get like every now and again we'll get like a Patreon message like I was supporting the book, but then you undercut me on eBay, or I was only really here for my investment. You guys haven't shipped out anything in 2 months, so this is kind of like bullshit. And like, guys, you guys realize that good art takes time, and we're not making Marvel Comics level money, so we have to budget things and do things the right way. And you have to be aware that Patreon is not it's a subscription model. It's not a crowdfunded model, so you're not going to get something a month. You're gonna I really hate the way this sounds, but you're gonna get something when we have something to give you. You're really just funding the project from from beginning to end. Yeah. So while we would love to get you guys something every month, sometimes it's just not feasible or possible monetarily. Like again, you talk about like, oh, okay, we have a book that's gonna possibly be like 110 plus pages, and shipping out variants for that.
Oh shit!
Every 3 months. Yeah, no worries, bud. It's just not going to be monetarily feasible to do variants for that thing. So we're going to do stuff so where 1, Luigi gets paid, 2, our colorist gets paid, and then everybody else is taken care of after that.
Yeah.
And I know that's not like the right thing to say or it's the best thing to hear, but like that's kind of how we're set up. We pay Luigi first. He draws us stuff, and then I could pay the last $1,000 out of pocket, and he stays on board with us and doesn't run to Marvel.
Yeah. And so I guess this is where a lot of your frustration with the speculator market comes from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do our best to like put this product out to make it as cheap and available to everyone as we possibly can, right? And I'm gonna go on record for saying there's actually absolutely nothing wrong with speculation. There's nothing wrong with flipping. There's nothing wrong with selling your books on eBay or whatever wherever the case may be, right? But for us, what we don't want is somebody paying $400 or $500 to some random guy on the internet when they can just get it from us for $20. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta hook up that guy from Tyler's stream when I get not drunk. But like you want to lower the bar for entry, and this has kind of like been a problem with comics for years, where hey, this new thing came out, but I can't read it because a bunch of speculators bought them all out, and now they're flipping it all on eBay for $700-800, and nobody can get it. So kind of our idea is like, hey, if you want our version of it, just hit us up and we will hook you up. We'll find a way to make it work. Like sometimes we can't make it work, and that's unfortunate, but if we can make it work, we'll make it work, because there's absolutely I mean, I know we have a great product, and it's going to even get even more insane the further we go on. But at the same time, the last thing I want to be told by somebody is, I want to read your work, but I can't afford it. And that's absolutely bullshit, especially now.
Yeah, I think that's one. The accessibility is something that we have to really, I think, as comic creators, we've got to figure out a way around that, because I don't know if it was the shops that did it or if it was the direct market that did it, but or a combination of those things. But comics has become, in the last 20 years, it's been something that bars, as a culture, bars entry to people, and you don't keep a business going by keeping people out,
right?
I mean, I shouldn't say comics as a whole, but your mainstream comics, so to speak, your big two superhero comics, and even a lot of indies that work on that model, they're not getting new. I mean, even like I remember who I was talking to about it. But floppies themselves only exist to be accessible, right?
Yeah.
The only reason that platform works is because it was cheap. You could get it out, and you could get them to the buying public at a price point that people would shell out the money for.
Yeah.
And if they're not accessible, then why are we doing floppies, right? I mean, you might as well just sell them. You might as well have the books on the digest sized books on the bookshelf at Walmart or whatever. If they're not getting if the floppy format only makes sense because it was available and cheap and accessible. And we've kind of got to the point where now that's just the size of things, but we're not like, I mean,
well, the whole market is built. Well, the whole Big Two market is built as like a legacy nostalgia market for people that grew up on this, decades ago. So it's not about keeping up with the times, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah. It's about to be.
So most people only buy Spider-Man because, like, oh, I grew up with Spider-Man, and that's the only reason why I'm ever going to buy Spider-Man, Batman, all this other stuff, because like the nostalgia's there. So indie guys like us, we don't have the nostalgia. All we have is like that first interaction, and the only real way to build up your audience is to make that price point as low as you possibly can without going into debt.
Yeah,
floppies are premium product, increases less
quality
value.
High.
Yep. And I remember one of the Jinx.
Yeah. You're the guest.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say the only reason this is true is it's snob appeal, right? It's that hope of the speculator market that, oh, I'm going to buy a first printing and it's going to be awesome. And so you want that snob appeal that goes with it. It's not about generating more fans. It's not about generating a better product. It's not about keeping the culture of comics alive. The floppies being premium are because people are still holding onto that dream that they're going to have the next Detective 27 run across from their collection. But everybody keeps their comics mint or near mint anymore, and you don't have that. that speculator market is never going to be the golden age books again.
Nope. And I've gone on record as saying I don't make books for speculators. I don't make low run, small print count books because I want to appeal to the speculator market. Like, no, I make books, and if somebody wants it, I'm going to get it to them. We treat our books much like a traditional author would treat theirs. Like, oh, hey, I got a books at Barnes and Noble. Like, yeah, here, take it. Like, first print, second print, third print. It's a book. You want to read it? You should be able to read this. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever why you should not be able to get a number one and start and then end with 70. Like, that shouldn't be too expensive for you.
And Elizabeth comes up with another point too on that same thing, is that the comics don't move enough units for large volumes and economies of scale, especially in the indie market.
Sure.
If you amortize your costs over 150 to 1,000 copies, your price per book is much higher, and that's very true. And that's one of the problems with the the model of we print the first, we only print the first printing, or only print whatever, because it limits your ability to gain an audience on an indie product. Because if you're only we're only going to do 1,000 copies of this ever, then you're not being able to meet new audiences if your book can gain steam.
Right. And where we kind of found like a happy medium with this is we do what we call like our re-up editions. And this comes from the Army cadence, hey, hey, Captain Jack. Because it goes like, hey, hey, Captain Jack, meet me down at the railroad track. With the machete in your hand, I'm going to be a cutting man for Uncle Sam. Re-up, yo crazy. Re-up, yo out of your mind. Anyway, so our re-up versions is technically our quote-unquote second print or second iterations. And those moving forward as we've, navigated this whole comic book experience, like those are going to be like our secondary prints for everybody. So I don't believe in third prints. I honestly don't even believe in second prints, but hey, if we can get those re-up prints to people and not everybody be mad about it, we're absolutely going to do that.
Yeah, because you do have to, like, even if you're not trying to appeal specifically to the speculator market, and you're going to find this out even more with your amazing crowdfunding campaign, is that people they do want something that their neighbor can't have. You know what I mean? Like they came in at a certain time, and so they expect to be rewarded for coming in then and not later. And that's like something we got to navigate,
Right. So we kind of do this ass backwards, and I actually got in trouble. I'm getting in so much trouble for this. I treat Patreon as like the creme de la creme. Sure. That's the restaurant where you come in, we take off your pants for you, we tuck you into the chair, we wipe your chin as you eat, we feed you with the biggest, bussiest, most freckliest gingers we possibly could find, minted fresh from Ireland itself, the land of the potato, right?
Yeah.
And then Kickstarter and Indiegogo are just fucking scraps.
Okay.
Like not even like the Lady and the Tramp back door, like get a candle type of shit. Like no, like
eating off of a barrel. Like it's not even.
Yeah. Like here you go. Here's the trash before I throw it away, Trash Panda type of deal.
Well, I guess it's very clear. I guess people do. If people don't know that by now, they're never gonna know.
Right. So. And but part of I know I say like, oh, like the crowdfunding campaigns that we do are just kind of just the scraps, but that's probably like the bad way to word it. It's so part of it too is like, hey, we need to reach out to the audience that never heard of us before.
Yep.
So that's another way we can do it without pissing off the people that have been backing us for years. So we're like, hey, here's your 1 through 6, but if you need number 7, join us over here on this other thing because we're shipping that out soon.
Oh, okay.
And then when we go do like for season 2, whatever that is, we'll price that out, get that get those numbers, and it'll be like, all right, so here's probably like it'll probably end up being, so we'll do 8, 8, 9 are together. So probably like 10 through 23, maybe 24. Actually, more likely 22. So it'd be like 10 to 23. Like, here's the second season set. Oh, by the way, if you missed out on the 8 and 9, that was Patreon only. That was kind of like our bi-yearly thing. And then if you missed out on 24, the ending of the second season, yeah, it's on Patreon too. So that's kind of like how we're going to handle that.
That's smart.
Moving forward. And I know some people frown at that, but I'm not going to screw over the guys that have been giving us money for the last 2 years. So I'm definitely going to give as many exclusives to these guys as I possibly can. And, when it comes to Kickstarter, it's like, all right, well, here's your books. All right. Thank you. Thank you for backing us again. Goodbye.
Well, I'm glad you continue to pick that lane of Patreon. That's smart. And I think people they got to be relatively aware of that, I think. And they're going to pick that up from, finishing 1 through 6 and then wondering where the ending is. Like, it's probably in your campaign where they can find that. So
right. So here's the thing about Patreon, that it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Like, I know a lot of people don't like Patreon because it's politics. Honestly, don't care as long as I get fucking money to get this project done. But it's like some people only look at, oh, you're only making like $4,500 a month. You're a scrub. Yeah, take 4,500 and times it by 48 months, and we've actually made, I want to say, close to, and this is like I'm adding in like the variance for the times we hit 5K and then the times we drop down to 2K and whatnot. But honestly, we've made about $105,000 throughout this entire run. And it only took us 2 years to get 7 issues out ourselves, where some people are still on their first issue or second issue or third issue in Walmart. Just saying.
Oh, boy.
I mean, sure, I could have hit 30K at Indiegogo by doing like awesome extras and stretch goals, but it wasn't the point. It wasn't the goal. The goal was actually just to see if I could actually pull this off and make the delivery happen. And once we actually get like the logistics of this whole thing down, then I can start worrying about making like the big dick money, the big dick Brian Polito money. Ooh, yeah.
That Brian Polito money, that sounds that's a pretty good dream right there.
Yep, it will allow me to quit my job.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Polito's just been doing it forever.
And years and years and years. So he's got like a system.
I actually had a chance to meet Polito in Cheyenne at the con there one year. And he's a neat guy. I just spoke with him real briefly. I had to one of the reasons we decided to self-publish, which we've been doing since 2005, very haphazardly and whatever, but was actually I gained some inspiration from a Wizard article that he was in. Self-publishing is insane back in 94, 95, something like that. So I wanted to, when I saw he was there, he was actually tabled right behind me. So toward the end of the con, he was packing up, and I walked around the back of the aisle, and I said, "You don't know me, but here's my story, and thanks." And he was like, "Well, you're welcome." So that was
cute.
that was fun. But anyway, I do want to point out a couple things for the chat that I thought were funny. Ethereal Dragon wants to know when you're going to come up with an album, Brian.
We actually have an album on our storefront, so yeah, go ahead, pick it up.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Is it Cadence music?
Oh, like a Cadence album? I am a retired Cadence caller, so I no longer call Cadence.
No longer call Cadence.
No.
So
nope,
sorry, guys, you're out of luck.
Oh, Snacker Bear, you know that, Wes. I don't call Cadence anymore. I'm not about that life.
So, but
hey,
yeah,
I gotta head out. I gotta go color someone's comic for him.
Okay.
But
right.
I'll probably be listening in the chat.
Do you have electricity again?
I think so. Yeah. I think we'll see.
All right. Oh, but, yeah. You're supposed to be acting issue 7 questions. So, all right, lesbians. Let's go.
Okay. Well, it actually wasn't a 7 question per se. It was more looking at the.
Bye, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, he already left.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right. Questions.
The personal attack continue in the chat. I think those just follow Brian wherever he goes. Isn't that kind of the way of it? The personal attacks.
Yep.
Yeah. But so you're looking at the next season of Rags. 8 and 9. Are those going to go to Antarctic still? Are you guys keeping up with that, or are you done with Antarctic after this?
So the plan is I'll probably go like we'll do as much as we possibly can. And then once we get like a good 10 issues done, then we'll dump that off in Antarctic and then work on the next 10.
Okay.
So it might be like a few years before you hear from us again, but we're going to be constantly working on stuff. But you kind of need like that lead time. I know we could probably like get a contract going for like an ongoing book, but honestly, that's kind of been burning everybody out, and we need a break. We need to keep this fun. We need to keep this interesting. I know a lot of people are like, "Man, you guys should keep going." We want to keep going, but it's got to
really
remain fun.
It's really hard to justify that kind of thing when you're not, getting the numbers that pay the bills.
Right, and
it would be one thing if you were like a one man team who was doing it and could just say, I can scrape by on this or whatever. It's a lot different when you're not doing that.
Right. So here's kind of the thing, and this is why I originally was not going to do a public trade paperback, right? Because every now and again, like we be promoting our stuff, and you get that one person like, yeah, I wanna get in your book, but I'm just gonna wait till the trade is out. And it's kind of like, well, if you're not gonna support the book while we're like, if you don't, it's really sad to say, but like for an indie guy, like so if you're a Marvel person, right, you're guaranteed to be like 10,000 in sales plus because the comic shops are going to buy Marvel shit, right?
Right.
As an indie guy, you have to navigate the hurdles of like, oh, shop A is never going to carry your shit, and shop B might, but only on special orders, and shop C, well, they only do Magic the Gathering, right? So you're already at a disadvantage right out the gate, right? And then you have to navigate that, us indies, we're our own marketing, God, we're like our own everything. Like, so we're writers, creators, marketing, all that jazz. And sometimes, like, I don't have the fucking time to market my shit 24/7 and keep it in the public eye as it needs to be. Or sometimes, Trent will tell you, like, I just get absolutely sick and tired of people some days. And it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not looking at Discord. I'm not looking at Twitter. I'm not looking at Facebook. I'm just going to be at work all day. If anything weird happens, let me know. Right. So like, there's all this emotional toll that you're taking upon yourself for people who aren't purchasing your stuff. And as an indie person, you could wait until the trade is done to read it all at once, but every sale actually counts. Right.
Yep.
We're not bringing home like buku bucks from the AP sales. Like, as much as I would love to say like we were, but we're not. Like, we're splitting peas and carrots, and it's kind of also why I don't take any royalty checks from AP. But neither here nor there. But as an indie group, yeah, you might be selling like 4,000 copies of your book, which is awesome. But when you start going into like the royalties, it's really not that much. Right. And so you got to look at other ways of keeping your project funded, meeting your deadlines, to keep going and doing what it is you do. So one of the criticisms we got was like, oh, you guys are double dipping by selling a censored and uncensored version. Well, the reasoning behind this was, one, if this thing had ever gotten popular and got pirated, which it did, the only thing that would be pirated would be the censored version when you can go laugh at people. As far as the uncensored version, it really wasn't meant to go to print. It was just meant to be like, oh, if you follow us and support us, here is it without the stupid bunnies on it. Because honestly, the censored version is the way it's meant to be read anyway. But I digress. Yeah. So, what you have to understand is like Antarctic is not paying us to pay Luigi to draw stuff. That comes out that comes out of our pocket.
Right.
That comes out of our time, and it, we're not getting paid for anything other than dropping the turning the book and then collecting royalties from the sales. So the person who's like, yeah, book looks interesting, but I'm just gonna wait for the trade. This may sound shitty, but that's not the person I'm creating for.
Right. Well, I mean, they're long term that can be helpful, but it doesn't help get the book paid for.
Right. So, let's just say
you've got as a business, you're basically as a business owner, you're assessing all the risk and hoping that you get a pay on the back end, but that doesn't mean your artist is going to stick around for the pay on the back end.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of like why we have our Patreon model set up the way it is. Because, hey, Luigi knows, come the 1st, he's getting his money. And then on the 8th, he's getting some money out of my paycheck. And then on the 15th, he's getting more money out of my paycheck. So he can guarantee, he can call it all right, on these days, I'm getting stuff from Brian. So I'm going to keep drawing for Brian. But let's just say oh yeah, I'm releasing the uncensored version to AP, and let's just say that they're only selling 200 to 400 copies. We're not making anything off of that, and we're definitely not making anything for Luigi to stick around. And the books would honestly take longer to come out, if you will, because he's gonna do whatever he can to make money because he's got a family to feed, take care of. So. We don't look at it as and it kind of sounds shitty to say this, but the person who's yeah, I'm going to wait until the trade paperback's done. That's really not the person I'm too worried about. I'm worried about the person that's going to buy every issue and help us out because, that person is helping us to keep our main artist around. And if you look at a lot of comics nowadays, the interior art doesn't quite necessarily match the cover page. And that's kind of one of the things that we have going in our favor where, yeah, our cover art is just as badass as our interior art.
Yeah. Absolutely. True.
Oh, later, Neostar.
Oh, hey. Got a surprise visit from the boss. That's awesome. I want that guy. I want to pick that guy's brain sometime. He always has the most interesting things to say in the chat. But he works every Thursday. So I've been you should come on. And he's like, I can't. I'm always at work. Take a vacation day. Be on my show.
Call in dead. It's worked for me.
Call in dead. So, back to the other thing. It's the other questions though here. So you're looking at volume 2, whatever, season 2 down the road, wanting to get finished. In the middle of it, you've got a couple of other projects that the Sailor Rogowski and all that kind of stuff, and that's Patreon exclusive. That's not going to be going to AP at all. Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay, so is there a are you planning on? I know because you do also have a storefront, right?
Yes.
So are any of the Patreon exclusive books going to be going to the storefront? I mean, obviously not the uncensored versions, but
nope.
Okay. So what's I cannot remember what you have on the storefront right now. I guess I could look it up. That would be something.
That could be a thing.
Hey, look at this! All of this empty time that I'm.
Glorious things, the glory.
That's not what I want. Why am I not finding it?
Yeah, right there.
Show me love. They hating on me too.
Oh shit!
I don't even know.
And every sleepless night shook me to where I am. Bitches that broke my heart, they became hoes I scammed. Show me a better way. promise I'll quit this game. This much I know is true.
That's the Corona.
I came up and so could you, and fuck them boys in blue.
So anyway, we've got hey, it's Super Ginger Bros.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff on there.
I don't think I've seen that. I checked it out a couple weeks ago, but I hadn't seen that print. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So here's the thing.
Did you just say it's hilarious?
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Did it sound like I said something else?
No, it sounded like Brian said it's hilarious. So like,
malarious. It's full of malaria.
So many hilarious.
Yeah. So here's the thing about our storefront, right? Everything that you see on there right now is going to get nuked at the end of the year, so we can start fresh with the season 2 stuff. So if you see something that you like, it would behoove you to get it now because it's all going away. So here's also the other thing. You also see like stuff by Illustrator Monk, and you might also see stuff by what's his nuts, Image Incorporated. We got some Matthew Weldon prints. We got some stuff by Whiskey Paint, who drew Little Girl Lethal by Slick Jimmy. We also got some saucy shit. I'm telling you guys, once I start nuking this stuff, it's not coming back whatsoever. So get it now.
Coming back.
And so let's see if I can do Rags is not Regina's name. Black Nito stuff, decor, all kinds of stuff. So and so you guys don't have any books on here? You have digital downloads though, huh?
Yep, just digital downloads. That's it.
So, and these are all the AP versions of the books, or?
Yeah, basically they're just the censored versions of them.
Yeah. Okay. So,
which is another cool thing that we have that's kind of unique to us. All of our digital stuff is ours.
Yep.
Mm. So, so what is in the Rags mini album?
I don't know. You have to buy it for $3 to figure it out.
I didn't know that was even there. Music by Okay, there you have it. Okay, I wasn't aware that was a thing. So
it is a thing.
God damn it!
Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff. Click on Last Chance. Yeah, all right. I didn't move the archive stuff over, so never mind.
So there's that anything that was here
that's gonna get filled. Yep. So anything that's gonna be like where we're gonna start moving all the stuff that we're gonna archive and not bring back anymore. A lot of people ask us for weird shit like socks, waifu pillows, all this other stuff.
Then don't fucking buy it.
Yeah, and so what our thing is, like, if we sell 100 of something, we'll leave it up. But if we don't, then that just means nobody wanted it, and so we just get rid of it. Move on to the next thing.
So, well, cool. No, I think that makes a lot of sense as far as trying to figure out what to keep in stock. That's one of the hardest things about doing the whole like indie comics thing is that everybody wants merch or says they want merch, but you can't just buy one of a thing. You got to buy enough to justify the production of it, you know?
Yep.
So that always leaves you with, well, what the heck do you do with all of that?
Right. So like if somebody wanted like a waifu pillow, right? Then you start talking about like, okay, you have to pay for the production of the pillow. So just the basic art, right, is going to cost you anywhere between $200 to $500, maybe $1,000, depending on the artist you get commissioned to do said art, right?
Right.
So you're already $200 to $500 in the hole at this point. So you have to sell enough of that particular piece of art to one, break even, and then justify keeping it around for warehousing, storage, blah blah blah. Sometimes we get beat up for like pricing, like, oh, the shipping's too high, but like, dude, we're just trying to break even. We're not like, we try to get the prices as low as we reasonably possibly can because like we're two broke dick people too. We understand. But like, if we're gonna complain about a $9 print, like, come on, man. Like, we're just trying to get. We're only making like $1.50 per piece per print.
Right.
You know, because we're also covering like the printing, the shipping, and blah 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 too, and then the storage space, the website fees, and all the other shit. So, in the long story short, yeah, if you ask us for merch, we'll definitely get it made for you. But if you don't buy it, you're kind of killing. Yeah, yeah, that's basically it. Because I have to go find an artist that's open for commissions, get that thing made, then pay for the warehousing of it. As Ray Stantz used to say, this is where we have the containment and storage of the beast.
So, do you do do you have like a business space, or do you just do your stuff out of your fulfillment and stuff out of your basement or whatever?
Well, I just moved into a new apartment, so I no longer have a basement. There's no such thing as a basement in California. So,
yeah, I just use that generically. Spare room.
Yeah, I have. So for our storefront, we pay for the website maintenance, and then some of our vendors that we use, we pay for the storage.
So cool. Yeah, we do everything we do. I have a box that I carry to conventions that I haul with me wherever I go, like a little.
Right.
So
like something like that. I have a box of just like mail. I have a box of Gemini mailers. I have a box of bubble mailers, and we have a box of poly mailers that we wrap everything up with the most loving tape possible.
Are we doing this? Are we really doing this?
I'm just saying that tape is filled with love, and I've been making sure that when I mail something out to somebody special, someone who I might consider a domestic partner, I'm just saying, if I mail something out, that tape is going to make sure that their package is safe and secure. That's all I'm saying.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. I've lost the But so when you one of the questions that I have had about the Patreon model, because it's something that I think is a really good thing. I think if you can get that kind of brand loyalty, then man, that makes a big difference. But how did you guys go about getting people's attention on that? Was it just the like Facebook marketing? I mean, not Facebook necessarily, but like Twitter and just showing the product around?
Combination of Twitter marketing, but I'm not gonna lie. Bless you. Having your book in stores,
well,
and then people
helped.
Yeah, that really helped. So once we got the book into stores, and it was like, wait, there's an uncensored version. Where's the uncensored version at? Like, I don't like these bunnies. Oh, it's over here on Patreon. Like, yeah, let me sign up for that. That actually helped too. So yeah,
and having a niche market for that makes a big difference with that, I suppose.
Yep. And then so originally our I can't talk, not enough beer. Our idea was we were only gonna do variants on Patreon, right? So AP would just get like the one single cover, and then we'd go ham on variants on Patreon. Obviously, that changed due to just like circumstance and things that happened, blah blah blah. Like, we made absolute gangbusters on fucking issue 1 and issue 2, and AP was like, "Hey, why don't you guys do new covers?" Like, you know what? Yeah, we made gangbusters. Why not? So we'll throw you guys the bone there. But didn't see that same return on 3 and 4, so we're like, all right, well, if we ever see like the demand for us to do more nude covers, we will definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's and of course, like you guys, your fan base was so. I mean, that's one thing that Zythron don't know if I'm saying that right. Talking about having Maury pitch it.
Trent, talk about that because I gotta go piss again.
But believe it or not, there's actually a huge divide between comic book fans and video game fans. And we haven't really been able to bridge that gap. And then one day, Maury was in our Discord. He was like, I love this shit. It's it's amazing. He's like, I'm like, oh, that's cool, bro. He's like, by the way, can I give you guys a shout out on my stream? I'm like, oh, you stream? He's like, yeah. So he linked the stream, and I was watching. I'm like, oh, fuck, absolutely. And so like, he's been chilling for us on fucking Twitch all the goddamn time, and he's gotten a lot of people to come from Twitch and join up. I would say probably 30 people from his Twitch channel came to us, which,
wow,
that's a decent number, you know.
Well, and I knew that, like, you know, both Liz and Brian were big gamers anyway, so it seems weird to me that there isn't more of a crossover.
I honestly, it blew my mind too. I had no idea. I just kind of figured it went hand in hand because I like comic books and video game. Like, I'm actually playing a game as we talk. So
yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, one of our company's co-founders, Chris Lawton, is a huge video gamer.
Yeah.
That even has done some games journalism, and one of our characters in Forces is a living video game, basically.
Oh shit!
That's good. So, we want to talk about video games. Like, if you haven't paid too much attention, Rags has got like at least in our variants, a lot of video game references.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the poster stuff is the cosplay stuff is game references and stuff too.
Right, and then here's like another odd niche too.
Well, even
Liz,
even in some of the war crimes from issue 7 were
right. Just like achievements. They're negative achievements. But here's another like cool thing. So this actually goes back to like character development and Liz actually. If you didn't know, Liz used to write for The Escapist, which was a video game magazine. Liz also writes and works for a bunch of other like video game companies and whatnot. So there's a lot of.
She works with a company that is has like vets and shit like that.
Yeah, stackup.org.
Which is also real fucking cool.
So there's a lot of video game references and stuff just built into the book that, you know, if you paid a little attention to it, you'll understand. Like our issue 1 cover, right? We got called out for it being stupid one time. But if you look at that cover and then look at the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 cover, you'll understand.
It's the same goddamn thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's weird that there's a lot of like you'd think there'd be just more crossover. And I think I sometimes wonder if it's not one of those things where there is a crossover in terms of interests, but like not necessarily in terms of money. Right?
Yeah.
The video game's $50, right? 50 or $60 for a title, and you're like, well, if I'm going to spend 50 or $60 on the new titles, I guess I can't buy those expensive comics at the shop, you know?
Yeah, that's why again we try to keep it as cheap as we possibly can get it.
Yeah, and I think your dedication to having the digitals available for $1 makes a big difference with that.
I mean, like, really, why should you be paying more than $1 for a book, right? So like we got our digital collection for like $7 and that's 0 through 7 uncensored, beginning to end. There you go, $7, right? We took $1 off, but it's $1 per issue, so you're kind of paying about the same amount if you were to buy them individually,
right?
But there's absolutely no reason why a digital comic should be more than $1. Would we like to charge more for it? Yeah, we would, but it just doesn't make sense. And again, we're both blue collar guys ourselves, so.
Well, I mean, where I'm coming from with it is I grew up. The reason I was able to get into comics, right, was because they were at the gas station, they were at the grocery store, and they were like $1. You know,
right? So like you could go buy like a comic book, a Charleston Chew, a Big Gulp Slurpee, and still have like $2 left over like your allowance for the week.
Yeah, well, I had to mow lawns for it, but still, you know,
right?
Silver spoon Brian over here.
What?
Well, you know, it's that privilege.
But I only have like a $5 allowance a week. which wasn't a whole lot back in the day growing up. And yeah, I mowed my lawn, I mowed the neighbor's lawn, and still only got $5 a week. So eat my ass.
No,
Okay.
no, I won't.
It's chocolate.
Oh,
Good God.
Whoops. Ooh, what you say?
It's not. So
jail.
So, God, what was I going to talk about? Oh, okay. Unrelated, not related subject at all, but I did have a question. Since we're coming up on 2 hours, about to wrap the show up, and we'll just go ahead and throw out some questions. Hey, actually, side note here, it's not a kid's hobby anymore.
Nope.
Comics are, and that's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. Like maybe one day we'll write comics that are appropriate for children.
Well, and I think,
but not while I live.
I think part of it is that that there's the content has moved away from a kid's market, but also the prices have. So there's less incentive to write for children, to write like, and when I say write for children, I want to talk about like when I was growing up reading detective comics, there was murder, there was all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it was still like, you know, they weren't mature stories. They were like, you know, but they were like, if you were 7 or 10 and picked up a issue,
a Dick Tracy novel, right?
Yeah. Or yeah. You aren't going to have to worry about like, you know, being warped or grossed out, but you're still dealing with real issues.
Yeah,
so
now I pick up a fucking Batman comic and I gotta see Bat Dick. What the fuck?
Well,
by the way, we actually beat Bat Dick in sales.
Good. Fuck that dick.
Thank God. Your story is just, I mean, I don't know. I think Rags is such a great story that you deserve to beat Bat Dick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking Bat Dick.
Yeah. God, I can't stand that guy.
That was so weird, dude. Like, can we really break this down for a second? Why the fuck is he like? I have a dick and I notice things. Why is fucking Batman full-fledged? I don't fucking get it.
Hey, you know, after a night out beating up criminals in Gotham, I'd have a hard on too.
And getting my armor burnt off on me, I'd just come out of that fire with a full steel beam. Fucking Jesus fucking Christ.
You know, airplanes made of crashing the towers of 9/11. They're not going to crash.
God.
Oh, good. So, changing the subject to what I was going to talk about a little bit ago. Said from the chat there.
Batman's a shower, not a grower. Okay.
Stepped away from some math. What did I miss? What didn't you miss? That's the real.
You missed Bat Dick. That's what you
missed.
Bat
Dick West.
So Rags, the name, of course, is not. It's not a nickname for Regina.
No. Well, let's go back and touch on it. Like originally, yeah, that was her name. Like we just called her like Rags because we didn't have a name for the character. But eventually, it just grew into just this acronym for just the random ass gay shit that we were doing.
Well, so it's like it just I heard you mention that random ass gun shit. And I was
anybody remembers it was we were calling it Rags a shopping spree for a while, you know, because she was like getting new clothing and then it would like disappear off of her body through some situation, you know.
Right, okay.
So it wasn't really a name, and then what Brian just said, that's kind of
just sort of, it's just whatever fits in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I had wondered if, like, you know, when you get the three of them united, if it was some sort of acronym for, you know, whatever the heck they'll be at that point.
So okay, I'll spoil this one thing, right? The 6 main characters for the next season are going to be Regina, Operator, and Muffin. And then Cat, Oscar, and Marsh. If you take just the letters of their names together, it spells out rom-com.
I hate you so much. You see the shit I have to deal with?
That's why we keep random asking shit around.
So is Volume 3 going to have a new title then?
So 3 is titled tentatively Rags Doll Physics.
Doll Physics?
Yeah, hopefully that'll click in like 4 seconds. Ragdoll Physics? No?
Ragdoll
All right.
Physics.
Yeah, that's kind of the joke. It's all about blowing up Chuck E. Cheese.
All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the costumed mice everywhere.
Oh, not just mice. The dogs, the guitar player guy, the drummer.
Drummer's the creepiest. I see you smacking near the drum. You ain't even hitting the drum, bitch. Can't fucking
nowhere near. Can't fool me.
So, well, guys, it's just about the time on that. Oh, I do have another question about production schedule. You guys are doing that crossover with the
oh shit! Yeah, God, I gotta write that. Oh fuck.
Yeah. So, you gotta write that. That's also a Patreon exclusive, right?
Yes. So, what? Actually, yeah, no. So,
yeah, no.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna release it Patreon first, and see how it goes from there, and then I'm gonna hand off the pages and stuff to Tim and Matt Weldon and Bill, and if they want to do like their own exclusive covers and versions of it, then they're absolutely free to do so. And that'll be that. Like the first 40 pages I already got done, so I just need to go back and finish the rest of it.
And is that going to be a Luigi on art with that?
Of course, yeah. I mean,
okay.
we only have like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like we're kind of like a one-trick unicorn here. Like,
well, no, I was thinking I'd heard that there was somebody else was doing a Sailor Rogowski, but I could not remember if I was remembering that correctly.
Okay, so like with Sailor Rogowski, if we can actually hit $6,000 on Patreon, we can actually start. We can afford to get Studio Nice. You've probably seen him on Twitter. He's really, really good. He actually did. I'm going to show you this shit. Marketing. Nope, not the marketing folder. Where's the Sailor Rogowski folder I got going on? There you are. Ryukyu. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, share screen from the bottom to the top. All right. So, kind of a Sailor or Rogowski spoiler. Like, this is a main hero from Okinawa, Japan, Ryukyu Mew. She's actually designed off of my. Her design is based off of my friend Yayoi from Okinawa. So she's got Yayoi's face, glasses, her build, and that's the Ginawan county symbol, prefecture, whatever it's called. That's her name, Ryukyu Mew. But Cedo Nice did a nice character design for Ryukyu Mew, and that's our. I want to get this guy, if we can afford it and get the money, get him to draw Sailor Rogowski anime style, because he's really great at that, and just keep him on board to just draw that until the end of time. That would be dope. But realistically, we don't have the money. I don't have the residual funds to pull that off. But if we did, story will look so good. So what we're kind of doing right now is we're letting Luigi draw manga style, which also looks pretty dope. And going from there, just trying to see if we can find an active balance between things. So again, trying to get normal comic book stuff drawn up, and then a manga style thing drawn up. That's like two different style sets, and we can only afford one artist. But thank God that artist is a god. So We'll make it. We'll make it happen. We'll make it work. Hopefully one day we'll be able to actually afford Timothy Lim for full time too. But neither here nor there. We'll just work with what we got.
Yeah. I would love to see you guys and Tim work on more stuff together. But I also know Tim's got his own things, and man, I love everything that they're doing right now. So
yeah.
I just got the Walmite in the post last week and laughed myself stupid for a little while, and it was really great. So, and it's coming up that Black Ops 2, and man, I'm stoked. Or 3, but anyway. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Man.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
Oh man, anytime. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the bunny version of your book, and stuff. So I want to give it as much air as I can. The thing is, it's the complexity, the honesty of the character development in it, the tactical accuracy. And also just the wacky humor is just a great combination of stuff, and of course you guys are ridiculous guests.
Yeah,
I definitely have felt a little more tired tonight. This week has been kicking my ass. My daughter's starting school again, and so I haven't had that much spunk in me tonight, so
it's been fun.
I went through a whole 6-pack.
So
so good. Oh, this dog is licking my head.
Oh, okay.
How adorable. So guys, check out the Patreon. If you guys who are watching here, let me see if I can hefty banner. See if I have the right link there. Ooh, hey. Look at that.
Hey.
There you go. There's the Patreon. Guys, check it out. And if you guys want to get the link as it goes, and of course, Snacker Baiter's calling you a lightweight. So, Brian,
shut up, Wes. So Snacker Baiter is actually my army buddy from Gravity. I can hold my shit, motherfucker.
This has been another episode of the Mattriarchy. Next week we are having an old guys stream. Going to be talking about is it our fate as long-term comic fans to just be crapped on by the creators of the properties we love. Doug Ernst is coming on. Mike Hutchison is coming on. RJ from Critical Blast is coming on. And I can't. Eric Hawkins is going to be here, and I am spacing who number 5 was.
You know who you should get on there, right? Tyler from Draw Talk. That guy's so dope.
Yeah, he's definitely welcome back, but not next week. I already have that 5th spot filled with somebody who I forgot, and I will be embarrassed about later. So.
Wow! Why you dissing my boy Tyler?
It's not. It just
Why are you a Tyler phobe?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Also, just also got set up this week after Marsh. What is his last name? I can't remember right now. I'm going to go out looking like an idiot. I can't remember the dude's name. Nicholas and Marsh.
Nicholas Rave. He does Demon Hunter Raven, right?
Demon Hunter Raven. Yeah, he and,
you definitely need to get that dude on there.
Yeah, he's coming on in 2 weeks. And and I can't remember. Oh, Marshall Lee. And we're going to be talking about projects and marketing. So.
Oh, nice. Have you gotten Cody on?
Cody?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Iron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's been on several times.
Yeah, it's my dude.
He's a good guy.
Love him.
And he's got great energy. Yeah. I love having him on. So
me too. He's my favorite lesbian.
George Alexopoulos is always pretty fun to.
Yeah, I need to have George back on. I haven't had him on.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, I miss that dude. We should probably hit that dude up. Like, hey man, we should catch up.
Yeah,
I miss that guy.
We had a
great stream. We had a great stream.
Yeah, for sure. So he's my favorite New Jersey guest. So
oh shit.
He's my only New Jersey guest. So anyway, guys, we're going to call it a night. And you guys, thanks for coming on. And you guys for sticking around in the viewers. Appreciate it. And hope to see you all around the internet and keep reading comics. So
hey guys, stay black.
Unless you're not already.
Yeah.